Alright, what you see here is a Hampton Bay Grayton ceiling fan. This is the rare 2001 model. Due to this being basically a transitional model that was only sold for 1 year. This is basically the transition between the Grayton and the Grayton 2. So, because of that, a lot of collectors call this the 2001 Grayton or the Grayton 1.5. So, yeah. Showing off the white this time, and then afterwards I'm going to show with the bleach oak blades as well. So, yeah. I really do like it a lot more with the white kit. It just looks more complete. And I remember seeing this exact type on the display back when I was a kid, instead of the older Grayton. Me and my mom were supposed to get one of these back when we moved at the old place. Literally right after we got the Hampton Bay Carousel in 01, we were gonna get one of these for the kitchen. Not real, but by now we would have realized that. But by the time we bought it, we would have realized it would have been too big due to it hitting the cabinet. So we probably would have just put it in the guest bedroom, which at the time was which later became my bedroom. So in the KDK, Hampton Bay Glendale, and the 100 Password 2 at the old place. But it would have been cool to actually have one of this exact type from my childhood. But honestly, if I did have it, it probably would have been not in the best shape by now. So in a way, it was better that I got one later on, new in the box. This specific one right here is from February of 2001. Obviously, it's from 01. Could find one that's from the year 2000, like that was made early on, but yeah. To like this switch cap, this thing comes with 2 switch caps. One doesn't have a light kit attached to it, and one that does. So I do find that pretty convenient. So that if you wanted to put it with the switch cap afterwards, you don't have to use one that's already scratched up just from putting the light on it. Because that is something I don't like with putting a light kit on the fan, is when you take it off, it scratches it off. So if you want to use it without a light kit later on, it will get scratched up. But yeah, I'm go ahead and show the light. So you can see it does work. I am using a LED daylight, not daylight, bright light in there. So I stole it from the one in my bedroom, in the lamp. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I do like this one more than the regular Grayton. This looks, you just don't see so many fans of these type of vents on it. This looks a little bit more modernized. Usually see ones that always look vintage. I'm just gonna show out both of the lights here. Let's see how it looks with the lights off around me. It lights up the room pretty. I mean, it lights up the room decently. I mean, it is a very dark room as it is, so. I mean, this will be good for like a kitchen lighting, or if you just needed it for a what, like a laundry room, which is what I would use this fan for, to be honest. But I am tempted to not even use it at all, just have her collection purposes, because I really don't want this fan to get used up and then gets messed up. Because even though it's a rare fan, it's uncommon. Obviously, the quality of this fan is not that great, so I really would prefer to just preserve it. So yeah, let me go ahead and start off on low speed. But if we did install this somewhere at the old place, originally supposed to be for the kitchen, I might see my mom having me having it installed with the bleach oak blades, because she isn't really a big fan of fans of white blades due to them getting dusty, or the dust showing up a lot easier on them. Although she doesn't really seem to have that issue with the bathroom dressing room and the bathroom, which is somewhat strange. I feel like it's more for like fans like that people see in the front areas and such. It's where she would have an issue with that. Like in the kitchen. In the bedroom, I guess she doesn't really seem to care too much. Fan does have a bit of a hum to it. I can also see like a ton of these being sold like at a laundromat, like that was opened up in the year 2001. I know there's, I think, two other people who have one besides me, Todd the Family and Jordan Yu. I think Ray Sean just got one a little after I got this one. I'm not 100% sure, but I already know you're watching this, Ray, so if you did, let me know. Well, I mean, there are a few people in the fan community that actually have them, surprisingly. Well, obviously, there are people who are looking for them. Quite a good amount of people, so. The chain on the light's a bit funny when it's pulling down, so I'm just gonna do it like that. So here it is with the weight on while it's on low. Yeah, the only time you see this in the catalog was from 2001. And that's the one I saw in the catalog, so that's why this is more childhood than the actual Grayton. A lot of people feel that the Grayton's more of a child one for them, which I'm fine. I can understand that. But since I never really saw the Grayton 1 too much, or in the catalogs at all, as a kid, until later on when I was like an adolescent, this is a lot more childhood for me. I liked the Grayton 2, but I liked this one more. It had more like a traditional look to it, I feel like, than the Grayton 2, especially with the globe. But out of all three versions of the Grayton, this is definitely my favorite one. And specifically for sentimental reasons, but I also just like the look of it too. The Grayton 1 I like, but it really does look like a cheap fan. This one, it does look like a cheap fan, but not as cheap of a fan, I feel. Like, to be honest. And also, it does have a larger motor than the regular Grayton, so that is a plus side. So it definitely shouldn't move more than the original one. It's actually not a bad air move for what it is, so once I test the regular Grayton, I'll see which one's stronger. However, whenever I get my own place, I'm definitely going to do a video of both of them side by side if I can fit them in a room together. But I mean, I'm not sure if this is rare enough to be in a museum, but I just don't feel like people would really drive that far to see the museum. Also, I really don't think Dan would even bother putting it in the museum, despite he's being pretty uncommon. I know Charles wouldn't approve of it, so. It's actually not moving that bad of an air movement on medium speed. And I'm pretty surprised, honestly, just because it is a Grayton, even though it's as a larger motor, it's still a Grayton, so. Obviously, it's not the best quality fan, but still, honestly, it doesn't move that bad of an air movement. It's actually somewhat of a decent air movement, to be honest. Kind of, to be honest, it's somewhat similar to a Coastal Breeze. Definitely seems to move more than the Crest, honestly, that I got. Somewhat around Coastal Breeze air movement. Not exactly, but it's like around that area, I'd say, but low Coastal Breeze area, like not like exact, but somewhere around it. Alright, now I'm going to move the fan up to high. But every time when I was a kid, I always pictured a fan being my kitchen. I always pictured this, like, even though we never got it, I always like this imagine having one of these in the kitchen as a kid, and I couldn't really see myself having another fan besides this as a kitchen fan, so as I got older, I decided when I got older I'd find one of these to make up for it. And now I finally did. kind of do feel like the Hampton Bay should at least do something like this nowadays. Have something that's like a Littleton quality, but one that's like a down rod. But this isn't as bad as the Littleton. It's definitely far from that. But I feel like they should have like at least something in this lower end that's like within like $30, $35. That's like on a down rod, because there's a lot of people who might use something like that can't afford like a more expensive fan. And having one that always just hovers, if they have higher ceilings, it's not probably want to do it that much. This honestly wouldn't be bad for a small kitchen, to be honest. Hence why I want. In fact, I wouldn't put this in the kitchen knowing that it will get yellowed. But if I was putting salt somewhere, it would definitely go like in the laundry room of some sort. Maybe just like Todd did, he told me on Facebook that he put his in the office for a bit. I'd actually put this in the office too, to be honest, but I wouldn't have it up for too long because I just don't want to use this fan up too much. Well, maybe I will one day, but for now, I definitely, until I get my own place, I know it would be like a permanent place, I'd possibly use it as an office fan. I just wouldn't leave it on 24/7. I'd only use it when I'm in there, and that's it. I really just don't want this fan to start having issues and burn out on me. I'm not sure how reliable this one is. Light. But the fan I'm definitely glad that I have. It's definitely one of my top 10, top 20 favorite fans. Out of sentimental fans, it's definitely in the top 10. Favorites, fans, and sentimental fans are kind of mixed, so. Alright, let me go ahead and shut off the light in a bit. This one seems to be a pain when it comes to pulling the chain downward from the light. And now for spin down. That was something that was an issue with the passport too in the kitchen at first with the other light kit I put on it at first. The first one that was on it started to become a hassle just to pull the chain down. Then I put up a different one that the chain was a lot easier to pull, so I just go for that one. And also it matches the finish on it better too. But basically, when I was a kid, I've always just wanted a fan in the kitchen that had a single globe to it. That was just something I've always liked seeing. I do prefer the passport 2 in the kitchen over this. Now that I'm older, I know the difference in quality. Also, I've always seen a lot of 35 fans of squirrel globes in like a kitchen extending area. So it's just very childhood, but this would always be like my number one childhood kitchen fan if I was to have, or my number one kitchen fan in a way. Basically, out of all fans I've wanted as a kid in the kitchen, it would have been this. But getting older, I probably would have wanted it swapped out with something more vintage looking. I feel like this would have been a fine kitchen fan, honestly. If the cabinet, we could have maybe fit it at the kitchen in the old place, but I really am not sure, honestly. And if we did, only use it well, we never even used the cabinets on top anyway, so. It's just the stuff above the fridge would have been an issue. I forgot that we did put everything on top of the fridge. Because the cabinets were so high up that we couldn't even reach them. We literally had to get on top of the counter or like a ladder or something just to get to the cabinets. Alright, now I put on reverse. Now for low reverse. So if we wait for a quick moment. Shut off the light, and now for reverse medium. Didn't do that when I tested it on reverse before. Put the white. Now with the white on. Alright, now for high. It honestly doesn't do a bad job on reverse high. I can feel a breeze from it over here. It's actually the first fan that I've tested on reverse. And here I can actually feel a breeze from it somewhere else. So, I actually want to be, if I ever needed to keep this basement warm, it would be a good fan for that, but it does hang down a little bit well for, so, yeah. Let me go ahead and turn off the light quickly. Alright, shut it off, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.